Hey fellas, Sam from Strike Gaming, and I'm going to do the other part of this. I kind of got carried away with making tank videos, so I've been playing a lot. Uh, the other reward for the that whole Dunkirk thing is, of course, the BF-109 E3. Uh, obviously, I did the other one on the Spitfire 1A, so this is the second one in a bunch. Essentially, there really isn't any big difference between these two. Except for, of course, there is a difference in one gun. The 109 BF-109E doesn't have the 15 millimeter. So, in essence, like I said, it's a BF-109. It's got the fancy little Dunkirks on the side of it. Uh, yeah, if you like the BF-109, yeah, you'll have no problem with this airplane. Uh, you know, Energy fighter. Keep altitude. Uh, Play the vertical instead of the horizontal game. That kind of stuff. The one skill that you do get out of here is, of course, the unique skill is increases airspeed and damage by 10%. And that is, I showed the Spitfire one has its own little skill too. After so many half damages, increases its maneuverability. So this one is increases airspeed and damage by 10%. So that is its unique skill that you get when you unlock these planes from the campaign or whatever they're calling it. I'm not sure exactly. Uh, Typically, like I said, I'm not terribly in the know about all the things, World of Warplanes, I should say. But typically, I run a improved cowling or improved covering. Keep the damage down, and of course the radiator. Like I said, the energy fighter. You want to make sure you always have a boost available. Like I said, this is a up and down vertical plane. So you don't want to get into turning battles as little as possible. So once you dive, you're either heading back up with the energy that you have from the dive, or you're boosting. So it's always important to keep that engine cool, so you have the ability to keep the boost up. And of course, I use the improved reflector sight because I'm just shit at hitting stuff. I don't know why. I do not get it. Well, whatever. So, yeah, um, I do have one game in this that I'm going to show you guys. It was actually an ace one, and this is actually, I was going to make point this on the Watt forums because somebody was bitching about somebody taking a kill for getting a Top Gun. And in this next video, I'm flying with another human, and I'm sitting at 4, he's sitting at 3. He gives me the kill for the ace. So that's GG to you. That's kind of the difference between the two populations. Of Watt versus WAP. This one always seems a little more mature. Stuff like that. So yeah, it was a good game. Uh, Other than that, I don't know. There's nothing really unique about the plane. Other than said, it's identical to the BF-109, except for it lacks the 15 millimeter. Of course, you always get your bonus for XP and also for crew chaining and for money. So yeah, makes a great plane. You love the BF series aircraft, you're gonna be right at home with this thing. So on to the gameplay. All right, back with the gameplay for the E3. I'm flying here on Province. Pretty good team matchup here. There's 4 humans on each side. Obviously, the rest of the bots. We have a slight, I guess we could say, a slight advantage in heavy fighters, at least for the top tier. The scary thing about the BF-109, the 109s, they're such a pretty airplane. People like Spitfires and all that kind of stuff, but I personally, I always thought the BF was a better looking plane. Even the later models, even more so. But these old, these airplanes were built, essentially the first flights were in the 30s. So they were, in my opinion, probably one of our attractive planes of World War II. I mean, a lot of people say like Spitfire, Mustangs, whatever. I'm just a big fan of the BF. So as an energy fighter, obviously I want to gain altitude, try to get up here as high as I can, because you never want to get in a turning battle with obviously with one of these energy fighters. So get your altitude, stay up, and from what I've played of the game, obviously, I'm sitting at this 3,000 battles or so. It's best not to wander off, and typically you don't want to be that guy that first gets runs into the enemy team. Try to stay up high, follow behind a little bit. I have a tendency to follow behind the pack just a slight bit, and keep my altitude up, and wait for targets of chance. And this is another one of those deals where too, I'm sticking people on on enemy planes. Typically, I usually like to, as much as possible, to jump heavy fighters, and I typically like to wait till they dive and then come in on them. This P-38F, obviously, I lost a lot of altitude, but I'm also trying to keep as many of my teammates alive. If I can pop him a few times, keep him from disengaging, getting that enemy plane off my teammate's ass, even better yet. That just keeps him in the fight. So knocks out the 38. Obviously, I dropped a lot of altitude. This is typically not what you want to do in an energy fighter. But I've had so many games lately. Is I spend too much time screwing around on the top, and not enough time, trying to keep my teammates covered. So the game, essentially has devolved. Everybody's dropped down to under 5,000 feet. So now I'm just going to be playing essentially the keeping behind these guys. Use a little bit of boost to get around the top. Try to knock out planes as much as I can. These guys are focused on that heavy fighter, so I'm essentially just trying to keep him live. Trying to clear his tail, trying to keep them off of his rear as much as I can. This P-40, he's right in there on that guy, so knock him out with a little assistance from the Hazy Skies. This is the guy I was talking about earlier. That said for me with one of the last to knock off the last GA. So hey, 07 to you, GG for being that guy. I mean, it's rare to see. It's always nice to see some people have a little bit, pays attention to that kind of stuff. I mean, it's an ace, no big deal. But it's always nice to get that kind of shit, right? So, back on the A1. Don't want to let him get away. Don't let him get altitude. Like I said, remember, play the vertical as much as you can. Climb, climb, climb. See if I can get around behind this guy. He pulls off to the side. Like I said, it's a bot, so I don't have the thing that'll tell me if he's a good one or a bad one. But he has been flying around for a while, so I'm assuming he's not terrible bad. I was kind of surprised he actually made that. So then you see there, once you reach that 45 degrees, how the perk comes into play there. Increases my chance of damage and 50% chance to critical damage and fires by popping over that 45-degree angle. So I got Hazy in front of me here. He's in a turning fight with an A6M2, which is, between the two of them, I'm not sure who's going to win this. So I really want to take the chance. Essentially, kind of looks like more of a stalemate, kind of a spinning down, around, around, around. Come in, clear his tail, and then pull out of it. So we know the top two are up to the north. Last spotted was up in the general area of the A1, A2, A3, 4, 5B, 1, 2, 3, 4 area. So me and Hazy are headed that way. Our GAs still are intact, and this obviously looks like a win. I shouldn't say that because there's always that off chance that something shitty is going to happen. Because it does. It does happen on a rare occasions that even if you have the looks like you have the game in the bag, it it doesn't ever end up being that way. But the Spitfire 1A is still pulling along. He's got quite a bit of health left. And I asked him, here's two planes, and I just, hey, split them. You take one, I take one. Uh, everybody gets their damage and gets their kill, whatever. So he's good with that. And then, of course, the bot crashes, and goes bye-bye. So, and then this is what I was talking about earlier. Hazy comes in and says, you know what, hey, for you. He backs off, lets me maneuver in on the IL-2, lets me finish the G off. He's not pushing it, just kind of flying around. Like I said, great guy. That's always nice to see in games, that a little bit of gamemanship there. And we both, had both really good games. So, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I do like the plane. Of course, I'm a BF-109 fan, so, there's always that. So, all right, hopefully we'll try to make some more of these little informational videos of people that actually still play the game or are even interested in it. So, we'll talk to you guys later.